Located in the right rear crane compartment is where the new command control master control panel is located. So just like the remote control, we can utilize all functions of the body as far as compartment lights, stabilizers, PTO, air compressor, engine start, engine stop. Everything is now also available here. First screen is going to be lights. Here we can go in and turn on any such lights that we desire, as far as your compartment lights, front, rear, left, right floodlights, and boom tip lights. Next screen is stabilizers. Here we have the ability to deploy all of our stabilizers as far as up, down, in and out, all done by the arrows such as suggested on the screen. Next is crane. We now have the ability to turn PTO on and off, boom tip lights on and off, and most important, new to this command control system is we have the ability to do what's called crane recovery. So in the absence of the remote control or something happened to it, it got damaged, and you needed to stow your crane, you can now go into this crane recovery mode. And again, via the directional arrows, we can operate the crane as far as up, down, telescope in, out, winch up, down, and rotate. During this mode, all flow will be reduced by 50%, which allows for a more smoother, non-jerky movement. So when you're putting the crane away, it's done safely. Next is going to be your vehicle functions. This is where we can come in, engage the PTO, the compressor. That's a new one. In the old system, you were only able to turn your compressor on and off via the remote. So if you had lost your remote or your remote was damaged, you were not able to turn your PTO or your compressor on. Now you can come in and activate your compressor. Also the auxiliary 1 and 2, horn, engine start, and engine stop. Also new to the command control unit is going to be diagnostics. This gives you the ability to come in and actually see what is the truck seeing. Inputs, outputs. It also has crane fault codes that can tell us everything, what's going on, whether there's a CAN bus failure, everything's okay. This gives you the ability to quickly diagnose issues. This is also where you're going to go in and see your hours, so chassis, crane, compressor. And it also tracks overload events. Next is going to be operator settings. So this is the screen where you're going to go in and program all of those modes that I talked about earlier, as far as search mode, reverse mode, work mode. You can come into truck settings, and this is where you're going to set your exit cab. So right now we have it set up for all floodlights, left and right compartment lights, no boom tip. Reverse mode, search mode, PTO activation. With the new command control systems, we've introduced what's called auto PTO. So you no longer need to engage the PTO via the cab switch. It can all be done now via the remote control. The second that you activate a hydraulic request, such as a crane or a stabilizer, if in auto PTO mode, it'll automatically engage the PTO and ramp the high idle up on the engine. Another feature added in the new command controls for our auxiliary outputs, we have interlocks. So this is going to look for whether or not the e-brake is set or the PTO is activated before it'll output power. This is going to be good for like when you're using a Miller Impact or a Van Air i300. This will look for whether or not the PTO is activated and the PTO is on before it'll send power to those units. Next is vehicle configuration. This is where you're going to go in as a truck upfitter and you are going to select what kind of chassis it's going on, what kind of transmission it has, what kind of a PTO it has, what kind of a crane it has, what side of the body the crane is on, what kind of stabilizers the body has, and whether or not there's a compressor installed. Because this is a CAN bus system, which with each option that you select can change what outputs the command control system is looking for. Next is display settings. This is where you can go in and change the language. Right now we have English, Spanish, and France inputted into it. You can change the brightness. You can adjust the sleep timer onto which the system will go dormant. About the system, this is where you're going to go in and find the serial numbers for both the crane and body control module and the display, and also see what revisions you have.